Peter, more like Peter.
Yeah, there's a skeeter on my Peter. Knock it off.
Yeah. Playing around with that hand dick again.
Yeah, and I got a little bit of video gate going on a classic radio roundup, working this Demco Super Satellite.
Yeah, and me working my high game with a +3. And I'm working my hand dick. That's right, coming at you on the super links, Pierce Simpson with a +2. That was a classic setup. Does have pretty Christmas lights. Yeah, I always like the looks of Pierce Simpson radios. They always have good styling. I like that wood grain in the front and everything. Little chrome, little wood grain, little brushed aluminum, yep. The Super Lynx, that had the clock in it, right? That's correct. Yeah. I remember the standard Lynx. That was like an identical radio to the Regency CR142.
Now there's another direction to start collecting radios. Ones with super in a name. So you could get the, what is that, GE Super Bass.
Yeah, and you can get an SBE Super Console. There's Superstar.
Super Satellite. Yeah, I bet you could come up with a lot of radios with the name Super in them.
Got one with the word Deluxe in it.
There was a Demco Deluxe. I've never seen one. There's one in my Sam's.
At a Craco SSB Deluxe. I'd like to find a Demco Travelator. Yeah, that was a little more rare. Like a Tram 100 version?
I have the one that I always wanted. Super Satellite.
I wouldn't mind just having a regular satellite, because I had one once for a brief period of time. I had to fix it up for somebody so they could sell it.
Yeah, if I came across one, I wouldn't mind having one, but I'm not going searching.
Are they the same internally? No, the Super's a much improved design.
Hence the name Super.
Better looking rig too.
I really like the way it looks with the black and the chrome and big meters, big channel selectors, big knobs.
Yeah, big knobs. Good thing it's not a Handic.
Yeah, Handic with big knobs. I don't know. That might not go over well unless you're in Europe.
Hey, I like my little knobs. Thank you very much. Hey, you put the big knobs on that Midland 13893. Yeah, but that looks good with the big knobs on it. That's what she said last night. Make that radio a heck of a lot easier to use for me. My big old fat fingers and them little bitty knobs don't get along. No.
Well, anybody with the biggest and fattest fingers would have no trouble working this Demco. Because there's lots of space in between. You could even be half blind because it's labeled big. But if you're sitting in the center of it, you use your left hand for the receiver and your right hand for the transmitter. And too far of a reach to use one hand for both.
Yeah, I know. I used to have a Super Satellite.
To me, this is the pinnacle of 1970s CB radio, man. This would have been the bomb to have. I remember a dude in Huntington Valley talking about his Demco Super Satellite. And that's where I get my Super Satellite from, because that's what that guy used to say.
Oh, yeah? Huh, you know somebody that had one. How about that?
Yeah, he lived in Huntington Valley when I was in Abington. and he had it on like a, I'm pretty sure it was a 4-element Moonraker, and he was hillbilly, and which was totally anti what what you would picture is out of Huntington Valley, and I think that's why he chose it. Yep, hillbilly on his Super Satellite and his Moonraker 4.
Not a bad setup.
Yeah, nice big S meter. Easy to read.
My old Super Satellite lives in Wichita. It went away when it decided to need tubes. The guy was after me for years to sell it to him, so I finally did. And that was one of the ways I got my Titan 2. My Titan 2 was one of the benefits of that old radio when it went away.
Ah, trade opportunity.
Well, that's kind of sort of how this is. Like, I guess you could look at it, half the radio belongs to 44 Dave, and the capacitors and tubes all belong all to me.
Well, 44, they just blew the vote. They voted the wrong person out again. Yeah, my Titan 2 was benefit of that trade, along with a couple other pieces of equipment that I must still have, besides the Titan 2.
Yeah, some things you want to keep and some things you want to pass on over.
Yeah, I got my keepers. My Imperials, the Demco, the range gains, the B&W, which needs cash thrown at it, but that's alright. And believe it or not, I'm keeping that JCPenney Pinto. Because that's a smooth, solid state everyday driver.
Yep. It's weird. Certain radios you just develop a fondness for, and others you don't. One way or the other, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they come and go. Somebody come and take these RCA co-pilots.
Yeah, right. There's just nothing appealing about them. They're the same damn thing basically as the. I have a Craco, a 40-channel PLL Craco, and I have a JCPenney with the same Cybernet board in it as those RCA co-pilots. And there's just something about them. They're just bland. There's nothing really appealing about them. They work, but they're just bland.
Yeah, I forgot to mention my Metrotech Pacer, because that's not going anywhere either. That's a good smooth talking radio. The Metrotech Pacer and the newly acquired Formula 23. That's a keeper. But there's certain ones that just wind up having an appeal to hold on to.
How's this Craco working? Is it all what it's cracked up to be, this Craco? You gotta crank that one down a little bit. Alright. There you go. Is that any better?
It's buzzing bad. You'll be able to check it out on YouTube because I'm gating it.
Alright, it's got a buzz in it?
Yeah, buzz bad. You can check it out on YouTube. Or you can always go to Spew Radio Inc.
That sounds like a radio you'd hear in Philadelphia on Channel 6 at nighttime. They like the hum and buzz? Oh yeah. And they run their modulation so far up. And there's more noise coming through than them, but they're making power. That's all that matters, right?
Yeah, they're running at 120% splatter modulation, and it's all the same. It's all peak. There's no valleys to anything.
Alright, well the clarifier's open, maybe that's the problem.
Yeah, it's humming bad. It is loud. If you can get rid of the hum, probably sound pretty good. Booming.
It's probably the mic wiring. Alright, 10-4. Sitting here replacing the meter light in my TRC 451. Boy, what a pain in the butt that is.
I did all my work earlier getting this Demco on frequency. I was keying up on the dummy load, this and that, and Doc Hammer keys up and says, "Who is that?" I was like, "Oh yeah, that's me. I'm interfering with you."
He can hear you on a dummy load.
Yeah, 9 to 10 over. But I was using everybody else like to try and zero beat the radio on as well as the frequency counter.
Meanwhile, Hammer's trying to hear for people, and you're plugging his ears.
Yeah, and he's getting wee, wee, wee. Plugging his ears with a dummy load.
Yeah, I was doing that one day too. I was working on something, and I was on the sideband, and I looked over at the computer. There was a couple of people logged in to dispute. I'm thinking, oh well, they're getting a treat.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's like, well, if I'm working on the bench, I'm working on the bench. I can't help it. $27,115, Channel 13, Classic Radio Roundup.
On your AM dial. I was going to run the Brownie tonight, but I didn't feel like dragging it over here, so I grabbed this one instead.
Well, I started out with the Imperial, and I made faster progress on the Demco. And it's an easy radio to take apart and assemble, besides, you know, as far as taking them out of their cabinets. Then it's hooking all the damn cables back up on it.
And there's always one thing.
It's got like, you know, one of them million pin connectors. I don't know, it's probably like 25 pins, and they're little tiny pins. Boy, put them in right. Don't bend them. You'll be sorry.
Oh, I hate those pins. Oh.
Finally got myself a 1 gig card so I can get a good long gate going on.
Are you still doing the video?
Still rolling, 3 minutes left.
You're going to be you know, like Night Ranger there. He usually gets some long-winded ones going.
Yeah, I needed something bigger. I was like, man, these cards are way too small. So now I got something I'm be better off with. So I thought, well, I'll just record a portion of the roundup tonight and roll that up.
Yeah, you know what? Years go by, it'll be like, yeah, it's a good thing we recorded some of this stuff. And we'll have it to look back on.
Yeah, we thought it was pretty cool when we were tape recording. Now we're video recording.
Now you're making daily logs. You know, you got your daily log, and if something is questioned and somebody had a date written down, they could just go back to the log and dig it out and play back what was actually said. 10-4.
It'd be fun to look at in years in the future. And there it is in a public database, you know. It won't get lost, like crashed on my computer or something.
And you too can have a public log of your CV transmission.
I liked what Night Ranger was doing. He was recording from his end, you know, what was going on his radio live, and then he would have another one recording what was going on Spew Radio on my Spew. What he needs to do is split screen that. You can see it at the same time. I guess that'd be kind of tough and audio wise and all, but You know, he had a version from each end, but he recorded it at his location.
Yeah. Well, with the delay on spew, that would be kind of that'd be kind of awkward because he would be getting it at 8 or 10 second delay.
I guess you could straighten that out with editing, you know, video editing and whatnot, but still that would be kind of, yeah. Yeah, it's good to have the two of them you know, recorded at the same time kind of thing. Yeah, I guess you can't play them back together.
Yeah, you have to do two separate ones, because then you could sync them up, and then they would be the same.
Right, and then split screen them, but you'd only like, maybe you could mix the audio on the two, I don't know, and the video on the two. That'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, it'd be something kind of neat, you know. One receiver coming from Pennsylvania, another one from South Carolina.
You know, we got it going on in the connection. And then it got quiet.
Yeah, that's 44's cue.